Hey, this is Tobias Bakel. A bunch of you on Twitter asked me if I'd do an unboxing video, and I said, yeah, of course, why not? So, basic Apple packaging with the laptop right there. Stick that under the light for you. Super thin. There are your basic power adapters. And just this is my MacBook Pro right here, which I'm going to get ready to move everything off of it onto the Air. You can see how much smaller it is just lengthwise just by placing it on top, but what really is amazing is how much thinner it is. It is not that much thicker than my phone, to be honest, which is fairly astounding. And here's a close-up look at what they look like here. Ba-doop, ba-doop. But for as thin as it is, it has a great screen and a pretty solid keyboard, unlike most netbooks. So I'm just gonna unwrap it here. Do-do-do-do. And as you can see, it has a full-sized keyboard, which is the main reason I'm kind of digging on it. It weighs about 2 pounds lighter than my other laptop, which is the main reason I'm excited about it. And it actually has a slightly higher screen resolution than my other laptop, the MacBook Pro, in terms of pixels lengthwise, although it's slightly smaller with pixels up and down, whatever the fancy name for that is. It's escaping me because it's late and I'm tired. So it's a little bit smaller, but still extremely functional and extremely thin and extremely light, so I'm looking forward to making it my mobile computing device of choice. And pretty soon I'll be eBaying the old laptop once I get everything off of it and transfer it over. So I'll write up a report with some of my feelings about it, but in the meantime, oh gosh, that is just so light. You know, there's she be. It's the 11-inch versus the 13.3 inch there. Very slick, very, very, very thin. And mostly the reason that I tipped over into getting it is because most laptops these days have the kind of raised edge here, which when I have it in my lap and I'm messing around and typing, this edge kind of sits right on my wrist. And one of the things I noticed when I was testing my friend Josh Smith's MacBook Air is that this slopes down to just the tiniest little, you can barely see it there because it's not in the light, but it comes into a real thin little edge there, which actually sits down a little bit more comfortably and doesn't dig into the your wrists as much. And since I do spend actually a fair amount of time typing on my lap, that seemed like an ergonomic benefit, and that's at least one of the reasons I use to rationalize swapping. But since the MacBook Air is actually cheaper than the MacBook Pro, I'm going to go ahead and sell the MacBook Pro, and I think I'll actually end up getting some spare cash back in this deal when it's all said and done, which is not a bad thing. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the new MacBook Air, and I'll write up my report and blog it up on the website. But here's a little video teaser for those of you who follow me on Twitter. See ya.